Introduction: The Power of Tiny Changes. James Clear presents the notion in Atomic Habits that over time, implementing tiny, gradual adjustments, atomic habits, can result in notable advancements. Habits are the foundation of our everyday existence, and they frequently determine the results of our actions. The secret is to change our habits if we wish to get better at anything in life. Clear highlights that most people believe that in order to see significant results, they must make significant changes, but he contends that this is not the case. Consistently making small 1% improvements can add up over time and produce amazing changes. The goal of the book is to teach readers how to develop positive habits, break negative ones, and become proficient in the small actions that contribute to long-term success. The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. 4 laws of behavior change serve as the foundation for Clear's method for creating positive habits and breaking negative ones. These rules provide a framework for facilitating the formation and maintenance of habits. Cue: make it obvious. Craving: make it attractive. Response: make it easy. Reward: make it satisfying. The fundamentals: why tiny changes make a big difference. Clear discusses the power of small changes or atomic habits at the beginning of the book. He cites the British cycling team as an example, which achieved world-class status by concentrating on marginal gains, small enhancements in a variety of areas. Even minor adjustments like making your desk 1% more efficient or increasing your sleep by 1% can have a big impact over time. Clear emphasizes that outcomes in life are a lagging measure of habits. For example, your body is a lagging measure of your eating habits, your bank account is a lagging measure of your financial habits, and your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. To change your outcomes, you must first change your habits. The most effective way to do this is by focusing on identity-based habits rather than outcome-based habits. Instead of focusing on the goal, e.g., I want to lose weight, focus on the type of person you want to become, e.g., I am a healthy person who exercises regularly. Clear introduces the concept of habit loops, which consist of a cue, craving, response, and reward. This loop is the backbone of how habits work. Understanding the components of a habit loop helps you take control of your behavior by hacking the loop and making desirable behaviors more likely. The first law: make it obvious. Making the cue for a habit clear is the first law of behavior change. Cues in our surroundings frequently set off habits, and occasionally we are unaware of it. Clear advises making your cues more explicit by using implementation intentions. A plan you make outlining the time and location of a habit's execution is called an implementation intention. Instead of saying, I will work out more, for instance, you might make a detailed plan, such as, I will go for a run at 6 a.m. every morning. Clear also introduces the idea of habit stacking, which involves linking a new habit with an existing one. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you can add a new habit by saying, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 2 minutes. By tying new habits to existing routines, you make the process of building new habits much more seamless. Clear emphasizes the importance of environment design in making habits obvious. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your habits, often more than your willpower or motivation. By altering your physical space to prompt good habits, e.g., placing your running shoes by the door to remind you to exercise, you can make it easier to engage in positive behaviors. Conversely, you can make bad habits less likely by making their cues less obvious, e.g., keeping junk food out of sight. The second law: make it attractive. Making habits appealing is the second law of behavior change. According to Clear, we are driven not only by the actual reward, but also by the expectation of it. Our behavior is driven by this anticipation, so it's critical to make positive habits as appealing as possible. One way to make habits more attractive is by using a concept called temptation bundling. This involves pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For instance, if you enjoy watching your favorite TV show but need to exercise more, you could make a rule that you can only watch the show while you're on the treadmill. This strategy makes the necessary habit more appealing by linking it with something enjoyable. Another concept Clear introduces is the role of social influence in shaping our habits. We tend to imitate the habits of the people around us, especially those we admire or respect. Therefore, surrounding yourself with people who have the habits you want to adopt can make those behaviors more attractive. For example, if you want to become more fit, spending time with people who prioritize exercise will increase the likelihood that you'll adopt that habit yourself. Clear also emphasizes the importance of reprogramming your mindset so that positive habits become more attractive. Instead of viewing habits like exercising or eating healthy as burdens, reframe them as opportunities. For example, instead of thinking, I have to work out, think, I get to improve my body and health. This subtle shift in perspective can make a big difference in maintaining motivation. The third law, make it easy. Making habits simple to follow is the third law of behavior change. Making habits too difficult at first is one of the reasons why many people fail to develop them. Clear suggests concentrating on lowering the barrier to entry for positive habits in order to reduce friction. You are more likely to stick with a habit if it is simple to form. Clear introduces the concept of the 2-minute rule, which states that any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to complete. The idea is that starting a habit is often the hardest part. So if you can make the first step incredibly easy, e.g., I will put on my running shoes, it's easier to build momentum. Over time, the 2-minute habit will expand into a more comprehensive routine. Automation is another powerful way to make habits easier. Clear encourages the use of technology and systems that automate parts of your life. For example, automating bill payments or meal planning can reduce decision fatigue and make it easier to stick to financial or health-related habits. Additionally, Clear highlights the importance of environmental design in making habits easier. Just as you can make cues more obvious, you can set up your environment to reduce the effort needed to complete a task. For example, if you want to eat healthier, pre-pack healthy snacks so they're easy to grab. The fourth law, make it satisfying. Creating gratifying habits is the fourth law of behavior modification. According to Clear, we are more likely to repeat actions that provide instant gratification. The problem with habits, though, is that while the rewards for bad habits are instantaneous, those for good habits are frequently delayed. For instance, while eating junk food gives you immediate gratification, regular exercise may take weeks to produce noticeable physical changes. To counter this, Clear recommends using immediate rewards to make good habits more satisfying in the short term. For example, tracking your progress in a habit tracker provides a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the habit. Celebrating small wins along the way helps create positive reinforcement, making it more likely that the habit will stick. Clear also introduces the concept of habit contracts, where you create an agreement with yourself or others that provides immediate consequences if you fail to follow through with a habit. For example, if you skip a workout, you might have to pay a penalty or lose some other privilege. The potential for immediate negative consequences helps ensure that you stick to your habits. Breaking bad habits. While the first 4 laws are focused on building good habits, Clear also provides guidance on how to break bad habits. He recommends inverting the laws of behavior change. Q, make it invisible. Reduce exposure to the triggers of your bad habits. Craving, make it unattractive. Reframe the habit so that it seems less appealing. Response, make it difficult. Increase the friction associated with the habit. Reward, make it unsatisfying. Introduce immediate negative consequences for engaging in the habit. By using this inverted framework, you can disrupt the habit loop and make it harder to continue with bad habits. The role of identity in habit formation. One of the central ideas in Atomic Habits is the role of identity in shaping habits. Clear argues that lasting behavior change is not about what you achieve, but about the type of person you become. When your habits align with your desired identity, they become more sustainable. Clear suggests asking yourself, who is the type of person that could achieve the outcome I want? Once you identify the type of person you want to become, e.g., I am a fit person, or I am a writer, you can start adopting habits that reinforce that identity. Each time you complete a habit, you cast a vote for the type of person you want to become. Over time, these small wins reinforce your new identity, making it easier to maintain good habits. Conclusion: the power of atomic habits. In the final chapters of Atomic Habits, Clear reiterates that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Small, consistent actions lead to exponential growth over time. The key is not to seek immediate results, but to trust the process of gradual improvement. Clear concludes by reminding readers that success is not about achieving perfection, but about making progress. Even if you fall off track, it's essential to get back on as quickly as possible. By focusing on small improvements and maintaining good habits over time, you can achieve remarkable transformations in any area of your life.